So when we talk about the plant kingdom, we just talk about the plant classification. Again, as we have studied in previous classes, that classification of biology, it is phylogenetic, right? Everywhere we will study phylogenetic classification. So phylogenetic means evolutionary point of view. Those organisms which have came first on the earth, they have been kept in classification system first, and those which are more advanced came later, they have been kept later, right? So just let me tell you plant classification. So when you go for plant classification, plant classification. So when we talk about the plant classification, the first and foremost, those plants have been kept which came first on the earth. These are actually, which plant came on the earth first? Any idea, Memuna? The plant, the first plant which arrived on the earth. Do you have any idea? No.
No, sir.
They were actually algae. So algae were the first plant which arrived on the earth. So give me just a minute. There is something. I'm able to see properly. So actually, they are the plant which arrived on the earth first. So they were algae. So the plant which arrived on the earth, they were algae. So previously, like if we talk about the evolutionary point of view, algae are the first plant which arrived on the earth, right? After the algae, this is the Bryo which came. After that, the Pterido came, then Gymno, then Angio. So what is the difference? Why I am saying that the algae are the first plant, and out of the algae, which were the first plant? You have to take care of all these things. That's why I am telling you. So look. So algae are those plants which arrived on the earth first on the earth. So out of these algae, there are three algae. Again, we will classify these algae, right? So out of the algae, we have divided algae on the basis of pigmentation. So the first plant out of even out of algae, which were the first plant which arrived on the earth, these were red algae. So again, we have put these red algae in a class that is called rhodophyceae. So rhodophyceae is a class in which we have kept all red algae. So out of the plant, algae arrived first on the earth. And if we becomes more, if we try to know more specifically, so these are the red algae which were the first plant which arrived on the earth. And actually, they are mostly marine. So they are found in their aquatic algae, right? After that, these were brown algae. So brown algae, after thousands of years of arrival of the red algae, these are the brown algae which arrived on the earth. And these have been kept in a class called Pvt. Again, if we talk about the last algae, they are the green algae. So green algae are the most modern algae, and they lastly arrived on the earth, and they have been kept in a class called chlorophytes, right? So what is the special with the algae? Look, I want your 100% attention over here. Look, Memuna. Algae
Yes.
are those plants which do not look like actually plant. So why they do not look like plant? Actually, there is no root, stem, or leaf-like structure. They do not have root, stem, and leaf. They are plant and they do not have root, stem, and leaf-like structure. The next, no seed, fruit, or flower. Again, one more important. No vascular system. What is vascular system, Maimuna? No vascular. Look, the conducting system or those tissue which conduct something in any plant, they are called vascular system. Vascular system, we talk about the vascular system. Actually, we are talking about the xylem and did you know about the did you aware with the xylem and phloem?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these are the xylem and phloem. Collectively, these xylem and phloem are called conducting system, right? Xylem are meant for conducting water and phloem are meant for conducting food. So this is it. So if now I want to tell you one more important point. If a plant do not have root, stem or leaf, means the differentiation of root, stem and leaf is not available there, what we call these plants. So if division of labor have not taken place, if there is no root, stem or leaf like structure, these plants are called thallus. So thallus or thalloid body. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So these are the algae. Let me tell you, suppose that this is algae. This is algae. The name of this algae, what I am telling you, this is Chlamydomonas. It's a green algae. So nowhere it's looking like plant. It's looking like just a insect or just a bacteria. So this is a plant, right? So we can say these are the thallus-like structure. Again, after the thousands of years, so 90% or I can say more than 95% of algae are aquatic, means they are mainly found in water, means the plant life first arrived on the earth inside the water. After that, the nature produced those plants which can thrive and which can survive, which can adjust in the what? Changing climatic conditions, and they can thrive on the ground as well, or we can say they thrive on the earth as well, right? So now the Bryophyta arrive on the earth. Bryophyta. Rafiq, where were you in last class? Rafiq, when you was absent in last class?
Yes, sir.
What happened? I was waiting actually.
Son of busy.
Okay, so no issue. Look, Rafiq, what we did in last class when you was there? Actually, I know we have completed Deuteromycetes, virus, and then lichen and mycorrhiza. Anything else we did?
No, sir. I think that was the last class.
Okay,
that was
so we were
everything.
supposed to start with the plant classification. Am I correct?
Yes.
Right. So we have just started. Look, I will give you just glimpse in a 5 seconds. I have started plant classification. The first plant which arrived on the earth are algae, and out of these algae, these are the red algae which came first, then brown algae came, then green algae came. Red algae we have kept in Rhodophyceae, brown algae we have kept in Phaeophyceae, and green algae we have kept in Chlorophyceae. Again, the algae are those plants where no root, stem or leaf like structure, no seed, fruit or flower like structure. They do not have any vascular system. Vascular system means xylem and phloem are not present over there. Again, so this is the structure of algae. And after the algae, those plants which arrived on the earth, it's very important. After the algae, those plants which arrived on the earth, they were bryophytes. Bryophytes are called amphibian of plant kingdom. Amphibian of plant kingdom. So actually, if again we talk about the bryophyte have following characteristic. Look, again, if we talk about the bryophyte, no root, stem or leaf. So again here root, stem and leaf is not there, means plant is not divided into root, stem and leaf. Again we can say the plant body is like thallus. So if I have told you here in algae that if any plant do not have root, stem or leaf like structure, we call it thallus or thalloid. Again in bryophyte, no root, stem or leaf like structure are found, then this is also a thallus like body or thalloid. So we will call them thalloid. Again, there is no flower, seed, or fruit. Again, there is no vascular system, means xylem and phloem are also not present over here like algae. So what is the thing which make them different from the algae? Look, let me tell you what is the thing which make them different from the algae. Actually, this is a representative diagram of bryophyte. Some of them look like heart, some of them look like liver. Okay, so look, so they do not have root, mind it, they do not have root, but they have root like structure. They are functionally root, and what we call them rhizoid. So bryophyte, this is the evolution. Actually, root like structure developed, and we call them rhizoid. Rhizoid are meant for absorption of water and mineral. So functionally they are root, water and mineral. Functionally they are root, but actually we cannot call them root because they are not root like structure. Again, if we talk about the upper surface above the ground, so the dorsal surface or upper surface, they have some hair like structure, they have some leaf like structure. These are called scales. Again, leaves are not present, but leaf like structure are present over there. So these scales are meant for preparation of food, means they are meant for photosynthesis. So look, what is the evolution? Evolutionary, from evolutionary point of view, in bryophyte, the leaf-like structure develop, root-like structure develop. So this is the evolution. And again, we call them amphibian of plant kingdom. Can any one of you tell me why they are called as amphibian of plant kingdom? Mamuna and Rafiq.
Because they live on both marine and as well as water.
Isn't that? Shoaib, any idea why they are called? Look, this is right. Like amphibians are those animal which lives in water as well as on land. But you know, the peculiarity why, like how we can uh, like differentiate amphibians from the rest of the animals, or how can we separate them from the rest of them? Actually, the peculiarity with the amphibian is that, like frog, they can live on the ground, they can live on the water, in the inside the water as well. So they can survive in the both of type of environment, like water, aquatic as well as terrestrial. So they can live on the in the water, or they can live on the ground as well. But the demerit with them, that they can survive, they can live, they can eat, they can thrive, they can spend time on the earth, but they cannot reproduce without the water. So for sake of reproduction, water is required for amphibian. And the same thing with bryophyte. Bryophyte, they live on the earth, but without water they cannot reproduce, because for transfer of sperm they require water. I'll explain this point, and you will jot down in bryophyte. Just right now try to understand what I am delivering you, because this is the whole plant kingdom. If you'll understand what I am dictating you right now, then you will be able to grasp 100%. You can be able to absorb 100% this plant kingdom, right? So again, we have divided these bryophytes in 3 categories. Actually, in your NCERT, there are only 2 categories, but here I am going to tell you 3 types. First, they are called Hepaticopsida. Hepaticopsida. This is Hepaticopsida. So they are called liverwort. B. Enzoosperm. Stonewort. C. Bryopsida. They are called mosses, right? So we have divided again bryophyte in 3 classes. Now you have to jot it down, and in case if you have any doubt, ask me. Clear, Mamuna and Rafiq, both of you?
Yes, sir.
So please jot it down as it is in your notebook. So first I will tell you complete classification of plant kingdom like this way. So we'll come to know, and then I will start with the algae. So I have 100% clear.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So please note it down.
Sir,
Yes, Amana.
sir, I had attended the test on that app, and I got 43 out of 48. But Nilesh sir did not mention that in the weekly report card which he sent.
Okay. Okay. So
He
okay, fine.
he wrote that I got 0 out of 48.
Ah, oh, is it that? I'll communicate to him. Okay. Maybe maybe there may be some fault or mistake. I'll ask him to recheck. So you did 43 out of 48,
Yes, sir.
and he mentioned that you got the 0 out of 48.
Yeah.
There may be some software error or there may be some mistype. Okay, I'll cross check it. I'll communicate to this person. Do you have contact number? His contact number? His contact detail?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. I'll ask him. That is because that is not practically possible for you.
And sir, what does subscription has expired mean? Like it is showing on my app. So
Actually, Mamuna, this is the Niskars who's taking care of all software kind of thing, all like class management and all that, right? So that is we have dedicated team for it, right? So he just communicate to me like making test and just taking class, and if they have some query, then they'll ask me, and actually they are the people who are taking care of all these management kind of thing, right? So I'll communicate him. He will definitely contact you, right?
okay, sir.
He'll solve your issue, right? So note it down.
Yes, sir. Done.
Shoaib, note it.
Sir.
Okay, great. Next. Now keep on asking if you have any doubt, right? You won't find all these things like what I am explaining you, because this is the way I'm explaining you. That I am trying to build you the knowledge base for your medical examination, right? Otherwise, I can explain the NCRT only, right? And you'll be able to crack 100% your school examination. But my motto is to make you perfect for your medical examination. Look. Now the next point is that, like, next plant are those which arrive on the earth. They are actually pteridophytes. Pteridophytes. So what are the pteridophytes? Actually, pteridophytes are those plants. They arrived on the earth after the Bryophyte. Pteridophyte are the actually plant which look like plant, right? So I'm just going to give you a glimpse of pteridophytes. And fortunately, 15 days back, I got chance to see all Angiosperm, Gymnosperm, pteridophyte, Bryophyte, and algae in same place, like 10-meter area. So you can find them in mountains at the rainy season. So pteridophyte are actually the plant. They look like this one. So they are the plant which now look like plant. So this kind of this structure, they have coiled leaves. These are called circinate leaf. We'll discuss in detail. They are the circinate leaf, and when they grow, they look like this leaf. And these leaves are actually called frond. Okay. So now the pteridophyte are the plant. They have well developed stem, root, and leaves. Again, but still there is no seed, no fruit, or no flower. So they do not have any seed, fruit, or flower. Again, they have, yes, they have vascular system, but they have poorly developed vascular system. They have poorly developed vascular system, and I want to tell you that this vascular system is called stele or steeler system. This is called stele. So what is the stele? Stele is a vascular conducting system which conduct water as well as this one, food. But stele is a mix kind of. This is the mixture of xylem and phloem. This is not developed like gymnosperm and angiosperm, right? So this is the these are the pteridophytes. And if the seed are not over there, then how they are reproducing? So they are reproducing with the help of spores. So spores are used for reproduction. So the spores are actually a reproductive body. Reproductive body. Now, after the thousands of years of arrival of pteridophyte, these are the plant which created the history. These were gymnosperms. So gymno means naked and sperm means seed. So those plant which bear seed, but the seed are naked, means seed are not covered by anybody. So what is the demerit with that? Demerit with that, nowadays seeds are covered with many covers, like a mango. When you eat mango, you peel out the outer skin, then you eat the that pulpy part, and inside the pulpy part there is a hard covering, and that hard covering is not going to be destroyed. It is not going to be destroyed, right? So seed survive for number of like a longer period, and the chances to survive increases. So, but if we talk about the gymnosperm, in gymnosperm the seed are not covered. So if bacteria attack, the seed will die. If fungi attack, seed will die. If any pathogen will attack, the seed will die. If animal will eat, the seed will die. So seeds are very perishable. So they are very weak kind of the seeds. So they can be destroyed easily, right? So gymnosperm have demerits. That's why they are few in number after the thousands of years. So gymnosperm seed are not covered. Again, they have. But here we have not to study the classification of pteridophyte. They are not in your syllabus. They have well developed stem, root, and leaves. Seed are present. Seed are present, but not covered. That's naked, not covered. Again, no fruit or flower. Again, well developed vascular system, but they not have the most developed vascular system. They have well developed vascular system. And if you'll talk about the gymnosperm, so the gymnosperm is, they look like date palm. So you must have seen cycas, spinous, and all that, right? So these are called the gymnosperm. Right? These structures are called gymnosperm. Right? So they are cycas. This is the structure of cycas. They look like the palm tree. So actually, when the giant lizard called dinosaurs, they used to thrive on the earth. The same time, the gymnosperm used to thrive on the earth. So Jurassic time period is called the golden era of gymnosperm, and Jurassic time period is also called the golden era of those lizards. After that, what happened? Climate changes, or there are a number of the theories which explain that dinosaur disappeared. So dinosaur disappeared on Triassic time period. In the same time, gymnosperms start declining. The era of gymnosperm start declining. It is called that the angiosperms were the more efficient and most efficient plant to survive on the earth. So they pushed gymnosperm back, and nowadays very few gymnosperms survive, and they are basically found on the mountainous area. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Please note it down. Shoaib, clear?
Yes, sir.
Note it down, please.
Done, sir.
Okay. Done, Shoaib?
Fully, sir.
Yeah.
Done, sir.
So have you guys seen Gymno and Pterido? Gymno, have you seen ever? Gymno or Pterido? No?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where? Amana, where is saw Gymnosperm and Bryophyte?
Our teacher had showed us in this class.
Okay. They have showed you in class. So, angiosperms. So, angio means naked and sperm means seed. So, angio means covered and sperm means seed. So, they have covered seed. They have covered seed. So, these are the plant where seed are covered, like mango. So, mango covering, seed remains inside that hard part, right? So, outer covering is that is what you peel out, that is a pericarp. Then again, the part which you eat, mesocarp, and again the part which is harder, which you throw it, that is called endocarp. Inside the endocarp, there is again a seed coat, and inside the seed coat there is a seed. So there are four coverings. So it is really very hard to destroy the seed. So they are the most advanced plant, and they are called seeds are called, and they are called actually flowering plant, and they have well developed root, stem, and leaves. Now they bear fruit and flower. They have the most advanced vascular system. That's why the angiosperm even survive in desert. That is the reason. Actually, there is a plant. The name of the plant is Wilwestia. Actually, this plant is found in Sahara Desert. And the peculiarity with this plant is that out of 20 years, only 2 leaves come out. So 2 leaves, the plant gives rise 2 leaves in 20 years. It flowers in 70 years. The height of plant is hardly 2 to 2.5 feet. But the depth that root can go, that is the 265 meters inside the ground. And look, even in Sahara Desert, this plant have capability to take water from the ground, right? So that is the core story, and that is the main reason behind the success of angiosperms. That's how the angiosperm can survive in everywhere. But there is only environment where angiosperms are not found. This is the marine environment. So marine environment is the only environment where angiosperms are not found. Rest of the places they are found everywhere, irrespective of is it ice, is it desert, is it like sweet water, soft water, or it's a muddy area, it's any kind of the area, any kind of the terrain, they are found everywhere except the marine water, right? So again, they bear the seed, they bear the fruit, they bear fruit, flower, and seed as well. The last thing that angio have been divided into two categories: monocot and dicot. Monocot and dicot. If we talk about the monocot, those plant or those plant which have a seed with single cotyledon. So single cotyledon means this is the mage. In mage, you cannot divide. So this is mage. So you cannot like separate it. You cannot divide it. In dicot, like they have two cotyledon. So like gram. So if you will peel out the gram, it have two cotyledon, two small leaf-like structure. So like gram. Okay. So all the pulses are pulses. They are dicot, and all the crop plant like rice, wheat, crop plant, they are monocot. All the grasses are monocot. Note it down, then we'll start with the algae.
Done, sir.
Done. Okay. Rafiq, note it down.
Only one.
Okay, note down, please. Look, so I'm asking you that what are the thallophyta? So when we talk about the thallophyta, we call thallophyta. So there is a one term thallo and second is phyta. So thallo referred for thallus. So thallus means undifferentiated. Undifferentiated means where root, stem, and leaves are not divided. And phyta term means plant. So thallophyta itself means, this is a Latin actually. Thallophyta itself means undifferentiated plant. Noted, Shoaib?
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay, great. So let's start with algae. And before starting with algae, again, I want to give you a fair idea of this one classification. So Angiosperm have been divided into two groups. Cryptogams. So cryptogams are the plant without seed. Plant without seed. And the another one is phanerogam. Phanerogams. So phanerogams means plant with seed. Plant with seed. Okay. Again, the cryptogams have been divided into three categories. Thallophyta, or rather than go it straight. Algae, Bryo, and Pterido. Again, the phanerogams have been divided into two classes: Gymno and Angio. Now let me tell you, Gymno and Angio both bear the seed. So collectively, this is not classification, right? Try to understand me. So collectively, both bear seed. So they are called what? Spermatophyta. Means spermatophyta. Means those plant which bear sperm, means those plant which bear what? Seed. Pterido, Gymno, and Angio, all three have vascular system. Hence, collectively they are called tracheophyta. So tracheophyta means those plant which bear what? Those plant which bear vascular system. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So classification of these three, Angio, Gymno, and Pterido is not in your syllabus, but classification of algae is there. So we will again study algae and three: red, brown, and green. Again, Bryophyte will be divided into Hepaticopsida, again Anthoceropsida, and again this will be divided into Bryopsida. Right? So we'll study these. Take this classification. This is actually in your, this is the actually your syllabus. Then we'll start with the algae. And you have to tell me what are the algae. Noted?
Yes, sir. That.
Okay. Shoaib? Done?
Done, sir.
Okay, great. So understood each and everything? Now tell me. Everything is crystal clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great. So now put the heading. Next chapter is, that is algae. Algae. So, and that is called thallophyte. Division, in fact, thallophyte. Note it down, please. They have undifferentiated, thallus-like, they have undifferentiated thallus-like plant body. Full stop. Reproductive organ are unicellular. Reproductive organs are unicellular, and they do not have embryo stage. Please underline it. They do not have embryo stage. This question have been asked in medical examination. Algae are the only plant which do not have embryo stage. They do not have embryo stage. Next, the mechanical tissues are absent in these plant. Mechanical tissues are absent in these plant. Next point. They are usually aquatic. They are usually aquatic, either in marine or in freshwater. Next point. The plant body remains covered with mucilage. What is mucilage? It's very important. What is mucilage and what is its benefit? Look, mucilage is a gel-like substance which is generally made up of carbohydrate. Gel-like substance. So what is the benefit of this one? Actually, the benefit of this one is that it do not allow any other plant to grow on algae. So first benefit is that no other parasite, no other pathogen, or no other plant, parasitic plant can harm the algae. So the growth of any pathogen, growth of any plant, or growth of any other organism, it cannot take place on the algae. So first, they are protected. Second important thing, the gel is tasteless. So due to the tasteless texture or tasteless characteristic, no fish, no herbivore fish eat them. So they protect themselves from fishes, they protect themselves from pathogen, they protect themselves from other parasitic plant. Right. This is the benefit of gel. Is it clear? And again,
Yes, sir.
they protect them from the rotting effect of water, because the plant, they get rot inside the water. But look, that is amazing. The aquatic plant do not rot inside the water. Otherwise, if a normal plant, it is if it is kept inside the water, it will get rot. Right. So note it down here in this point only. This is the medical question. Mucilage protect them. Mucilage protect them from growth of pathogen, comma, from fishes, and decaying effect of water, and decaying effect of water. Next point. Vascular tissues are absent. Vascular tissues are absent. Vascular tissues are absent. Next point. They are photosynthetic. They are photosynthetic. Green plant. And this is an important point. And grana are absent from chloroplast. Is this point clear to you, both of you? Grana are absent from chloroplast. What are the grana actually? Tell me. Both Memona and Shoaib, please tell me. What are the grana? Any idea or not? No idea? Okay. So let me tell you, what are the grana? Look. Now talk about the modern plant. Modern plant means Angiosperm, the plant which we see today, like banana plant, like all those plants which you see nowadays. So these are the leaves. These are the green leaves. These are the cells of green leaves. Inside the green leaf, they have, let me enlarge this cell. This is a cell which perform photosynthesis. Inside the cell, the photosynthetic organelle, actually those organelle which are responsible for perform photosynthesis. These organelle are called chloroplast. What we call them? Chloroplast. Now the chloroplast is a structure which look like a rugby ball. So this kind of the structure, oval structure, this is called chloroplast. So let me enlarge the chloroplast. Inside the chloroplast, there are certain structure, these kind of the structure. These are the structure which pile up inside them. They are coin-like structure. These are the piles of coin. They remains interconnected, and we call them grana. Inside the grana, there is a green colored liquid. Inside the grana, there is a green color chemical or pigment. We call that pigment chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is that biochemical or that pigment which is responsible for photosynthesis. So actually, this chlorophyll chemical is present in algae, but these grana are absent. Is it clear to you? Tell me. Shoaib, man, am I clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
So please note it down, grana and chlorophyll. So chlorophyll may be various type A, B, C, and D. And B, chlorophyll B is the most advanced one. Noted?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, the algae have been divided. The algae have been divided into three classes. First, put the heading first, red algae. Now the red algae is called Rhodophyceae. So there is a class of algae, Rhodophyceae. We keep all red algae in Rhodophyceae, or sometimes they are called Rhodophyta as well. The same thing, Rhodophyceae. So before going into the red algae, I would like to show you a diagram of red algae. So the example of red algae is Polycyphonia. Let me show you the diagram of this red algae. Red algae. This is actually diagram of red algae. Look, this is red algae, right? So this plant is called, the name of this plant is Polycyphonia. Hardly it look like plant. So this is the actually Polycyphonia. Let me write it down. Polycyphonia. So this is basically marine plant. It is found deep inside the ocean. And in Polycyphonia, actually, there are the inner cell, the central cell. They are the larger one, and they are called central siphon. This is the central siphon. And out of this, the middle cells, they are a bit smaller in comparison to the central one. They are called pericentral siphon. And the outermost cell, they are the very smaller one, and these cells are called cortical cell. But there is no tissue differentiation. They just make there is only the difference, that is the size of the cells, nothing else, right? So this is Polycyphonia. It's a bread algae, right? Note it down. Start noting. So you can draw the B diagram and you can draw the C diagram, right? Okay. Start. The red algae are the ancient group of algae. Red algae are the ancient group of the algae, comma, most of the member are marine. Most of the member are marine. Only few are, most of the member are marine. Only few are found in fresh water. Only few are found in fresh water. Next point. The second point is very important. The motile or flagellated, this question have been asked actually. The motile or flagellated cells are not found, motile or flagellated cells are not found in life cycle. Means neither gamete nor spores which are formed in algae, they are not motile. Next point. Plant body varies from unicellular. Plant body varies from unicellular to multicellular. Means plant may be unicellular or multicellular. Next point. The cell wall possesses cellulose and pectic compound, cellulose and pectic compound, which have mainly sulfur. Next one. Some of the red algae deposits calcium carbonate. Some of the red algae deposits calcium carbonate on their walls. They look like corals. Some of the red algae deposits calcium carbonate on their wall. They look like corals. Hence, they are called coralline. Hence, they are called coralline. Full stop. So, do you have idea about the corals? What are the coral? What are the corals? Yes,
No,
ma'am.
sir.
Shoaib, any idea about the corals? No? Look. Actually, corals are a type of animal. They are coelenterate. We will study them in animal classification, right? So they are the coelenterate. They are actually found at the shallow ocean base. So what happens? They deposit calcium carbonate in their dead body, and the best thing is that this calcium carbonate do not degrade. So what happened? So they live like this is suppose that this is oceanic water. This is oceanic water. Now what happened? Calcium, these coral die and their dead body deposit. Again, new coral form, they die, their body deposit. So by this way, in thousands and millions of years, due to deposition of dead body, their dead body do not degrade. So this part comes out of the water. So this part start looking like a ground or looking like a reef. right? So these structures are called coral reef. So coral reef are made by the corals, and they are actually ciliate organisms. You must have listened about the Great Barrier Reef. It is around the Australia, and the length and width of the coral reef is like coral reef is Great Barrier Reef. It is 200 kilometer long and 50 kilometer approximately wider. Now is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are the coral reef. So look, there are some red algae which deposit calcium carbonate around their body like corals. So that's why these algae are called coralline. So actually the coralline is the question asked already. So the question was in medical examination that the corallines are the red algae, brown algae, green algae or blue green. So that was the question. The answer was red algae. Coralline were the red algae. Okay. Next point. They have chlorophyll D. They have chlorophyll D, comma, phycoerythrin, chlorophyll D, phycoerythrin, and phycobilins, and phycobilins, and phycobilins. They have chlorophyll D, phycoerythrin, and phycobilins. Full stop. Phycoerythrin, phycoerythrin is red in color. Phycoerythrin is red in color, and phycoerythrin is red in color, and it provide phycoerythrin is red in color, and it provide red color to these algae. Next point is very important point. Actually, these are the plants which are found deepest inside the ocean. At this depth, no other plants can survive. Why? Because all the plants require an optimum amount of the light. Without that light, they cannot perform photosynthesis. But for the red algae, they can even absorb infrared light, and they can perform the photosynthesis from it only. So that's why they are the most efficient kind of the plant with regard with the photosynthesis. So note down. The red algae reaches maximum depth in the sea. Red algae reaches maximum depth in the sea where no other algae, red algae reaches maximum depth in the sea where no other algae or photosynthetic organism where no other algae or photosynthetic organism can grow. Next point. Reserve food is Floridian starch. Reserve food is Floridian starch. Next point. Asexual reproduction takes place through spore. Asexual reproduction takes place through spores. Next point. Sexual reproduction is oogamous. Sexual reproduction is oogamous. And it takes place between takes place between the male gamete spermatium. It takes place between the male gamete spermatium and female gamete carpogonium. So do you know about the what are the isogamous, anisogamous, and oogamous in sexual reproduction? Do you have idea? Isogamy, anisogamy, and oogamy. Any idea? Shoaib, Yamuna?
No,
What is
sir, but I heard the word.
okay? Let me tell you. Uh look. So everywhere, if you talk about the, so just note it down, and then I'll clear this. Then I'll tell you. Note it down all that.
Yes, sir.
Look, in any algae or in any fungi or in any lower organism, sexual reproduction can be of three types. So sexual reproduction will be of three types. So the first kind of the sexual reproduction is called isogamous. Iso means same and gamous means gamete, where the gametes are same. Suppose that these are the gamete. You cannot tell that this is the male and this is the female, right? So male and female gamete both are the similar, right? So we can say morphologically similar. Morphologically similar gamete. And both are the active, both have flagella, both are the motile part. So they are physiologically similar. Physiologically similar. So if the both of the gamete, that is a male and female gamete, both are the morphologically similar, means they look like similar, and physiologically similar, this kind of the sexual reproduction is called isogamy. Clear? The
Yes,
second
sir.
one is anisogamous. In anisogamous, what will happen? The male female gamete will be generally larger and less motile, while the male gamete will be comparatively smaller and more motile. So what is that here? Morphologically, female gamete is larger. So what will happen? Morphologically, female gamete is larger, and physiologically male is more active. Male is more active. So that is called anisogamous. Third one is called oogamous. So what will happen in oogamous? In oogamous, the female gamete is very large and non-motile, while male gamete is smaller and this is motile, right? So this is called oogamous. So what? Female is not motile. Female gamete is non-motile and very large. Male is smaller and very active. Male is smaller and very active, right? So this kind of the reproduction is called oogamous. So there are three kind of the reproduction: isogamous, anisogamous, and oogamous. You will find all these kind of reproduction in algae and fungi. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Please note it down. Let me know when you note it down.
Done, sir.
Done? Okay. Shoaib, all clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So these were the characteristic of the red algae. And before going to the next class, in fact, the brown algae, I want to tell you something. Like there are few, we have noted down that they have chlorophyll A, chlorophyll C, they have chlorophyll, then phycoxanthin, phycobilins, and okay. So phycocholites. Let me tell you some. Porphyra, Polycyphonia, I have told you. Okay. Economic importance. Why they are important? What is their use? Economic importance of red algae. Economic importance of red algae. What is their economic importance? Economic importance of red algae. Right. So we extract a chemical or substance that is called agar. No, you know. We extract agar from red algae, which is used in, the base of jelly is made up of them, which is used in making jelly, puddings, which is used in making jelly, pudding, creams, cheese, etc. Agar is, now this is the important question. It have been asked many times, not one time. Agar is extracted from the red algae. Agar is extracted from the red algae named Gelidium. Agar is extracted from the red algae named Gelidium and Gracilaria. So the name of red algae is Gracilaria and Gelidium, from which we extract agar. Next, another substance, the name of another product is Cara Green. Cara Gainin. So Cara Gainin, it is used in cleaning. It is used in cleaning liquor. It is used in cleaning liquor, leather, and making chocolate, full stop. It is extracted from chondrus. So the name of that red algae is chondrus. It is extracted from chondrus. Last but not the least, another product is funori. So funori is another product. It is used as adhesive glue. It is used as adhesive glue. Used in textile and paper industry. Last but not the least, but it's very important. This is bromine. It have also been asked, bromine, many times. Bromine is extracted from Polycyphonia. We studied the structure of Polycyphonia. This is all about the red algae. Now tell me, is there any confusion or any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So remember these names, that is Chondrus, Gelidium, Gracilaria, and Polycyphonia. These are the actually medical question. In medical examination, either you will get in algae, if you talk about the algae, either you will get question from the peculiar characteristic, that is the which kind of the pigment or which kind of the chlorophyll are found, A, B, C, D, what are the chlorophyll are found, or what kind of the pigment, phycoerythrin, phycocyanin, like these kind of the pigment. Second one about the product and the name of the algae from where it has been extracted, right? So this is the only thing which is important in respect to the algae for your medical examination. Now come to the next algae. The next class is, that is the B class, that is uh, brown algae. Actually, brown algae are the largest algae. They are the largest algae and they are the giant algae. And out of them, the giant algae are also known as the kelp. So those algae which are giant in size, they are giant inside. In brown algae, they are called kelp. You know, and the class we have kept them is Pvt. So Pvt is the class where we study brown algae. And before going deep into the brown algae, I want to show you some diagram of brown algae. Let me show you diagram. Brown algae. Actually, this is the diagram of a brown algae. And these are the actual photos of brown algae, which you are, these are the brown algae. These look like in upper surface, they look like they look they have this picture have been taken from the deep inside the water. And actually this upper part is called lamina, and this part is called, this complete part is called thallus. And actually this is meristematic part, means here the growth takes place. And again this part is called stipe. This part is called stipe. And the lowermost part, this is not root, as algae do not have root, so these are called hold fast, and it also grow from here. And this upper part, this is called lamina, right? So these are the brown algae. Actually brown algae are the largest algae, right? So they are the largest algae, means I would like to I would like to tell you that there is a, like, this algae is called Nereocystis, like microcystis. And the macrocystis or the Nereocystis, this is the algae which is the largest algae, and the largest algae may be up to 100 meter in length. You can now imagine, you can, these are 100-meter in length. And the source of iodine which you take in the salt, and it's a very important component of our nutrition for human being. So iodine, there is a single source for the iodine, that is a brown algae. You don't found iodine from minerals, from other substances. We just get from brown algae only, right? So please start putting them. Most of them are marine. Most of them are marine. Next point. The unicellular forms are absent in brown algae. Unicellular forms are absent in brown algae. Next point. The brown algae include the largest algae. Brown algae include the largest algae. Full stop. The giant brown algae are called kelp. The giant brown algae are called kelp. So let's talk next point. The largest kelp is macrocystis. The largest kelp is macrocystis. It may be 40 to 100 meter in height. The largest brown algae is macrocystis. It may be 40 to 100 meter in height. And Nereocystis may be 20 to 30 meter in height. Nereocystis may be 20 to 30 meter in height. Next one. So the height of macrocystis have been asked in your medical examination. Keep it in the mind. Next, the plant body is divided. into hold fast, stipe, and lamina. The plant body is divided into hold fast, stipe, and lamina. Next point. Actually, now imagine a plant which do not have any mechanical tissue like a system like woody tissue, and it is 100 meter in height, and how it can withstand in the water. So for sake of this one, they have a facility. Actually, what happens, these brown algae, they have some air vesicle, these kind of the structure. These are the air vesicle which remains filled with the air. What happens, they provide them buoyancy, and due to with the help of these air vesicle, they can they can swim, or they can due to buoyancy they can swim, or they can withstand in water. So they have air vesicle. Note it down. The large form often possess air vesicle. The large form often possess air vesicle, which provide them buoyancy. The large form often possess air vesicle, which provide them buoyancy, and it help them to withstand in water. Next point. They contain chlorophyll A. They contain chlorophyll A, chlorophyll C, and carotenoid. They contain chlorophyll A, chlorophyll C, and carotenoid. Full stop. The brown color of algae is due to presence of fucoxanthin pigment. The brown color of algae is due to presence of fucoxanthin pigment. So this is the fucoxanthin pigment which provide them brown color. Next point. The reserve food material, the reserve food material is laminarin, which is a type of carbohydrate. Reserve food material is laminarin, which is a type of carbohydrate. The reserve food material is laminarin, which is a type of carbohydrate. Next point. Asexual reproduction occurs through both motile and non-motile spore. Next, important question. The motile spores are zoospore. Motile spores are zoospores. They are biflagellate and having heterocont flagella. The motile spores are zoospore. They are biflagellate and have heterocont flagella. What are the heterocont flagella? Mamuna? Shoaib, heterocont flagella? I think I have told you what is the heterocont isocont. No idea? Heterocont isocont? Tell me please. Pick. If you don't know, then I'll tell you again. No? Okay. So let me remove this diagram. So look. If any unicellular or multicellular form, if there are two flagella, if any organism bearing two flagella, both flagella are same in length and structure, they are called isocont, right? So similar flagella. So flagella are similar in structure and size. So now the second flagella are called heterocont. So actually the heterocont flagella are those flagella which are dissimilar either in length or in structure. Suppose that organism have two flagella, one is a smaller one is larger. This is heterocont flagella. The second organism have both similar size of flagella, but the type of flagella is different. One flagella is like this way and another flagella is like this way, right? So these kind of the flagella, suppose that this kind of the flagella which look like hunter, so this is called whiplash. This structure is called whiplash. If there is some flagella which is this kind and this have side hair, this is called tinsel. So here the both flagella are similar in length, but structure is different. One is whiplash and another is tinsel. So this is also called heterocont flagella. Heterocont flagella may be dissimilar in length or dissimilar in structure. So these are the flagella. Their positions is different and their size different. So they are the example of heterocont flagella. So isocont flagella are similar in length and structure. Heterocont flagella either dissimilar in length or dissimilar in structure or both. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Note it down, heterocont and isocont. So here The flagella is dissimilar, where one is webless, another is tensile. When you note it down, please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Note it? Okay. So next point. The brown algae have both haploid and diploid structure. The brown algae have both haploid and diploid structure in their life cycle. Next point. Economic importance. Economic importance. Bromine is extracted. Bromine is extracted from brown algae. Bromine is extracted from brown algae. Next point. Alginic acid. Alginic acid is also extracted. Alginic acid is also extracted from alginic acid is also extracted from brown algae. Is it clear? All points clear in regarding the brown algae? Shoaib?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Last but not the least, that is the green algae. So put the heading third algae. That is the third one is green algae. So green algae are the most advanced algae. So they have been kept in a class, and the name of the class is chlorophyce. Chlorophyce. So chlorophyce is a class of green algae, right? So if we talk about the green algae can be both. It may be unicellular. So let me tell you example of unicellular. So for sake of unicellular, they are like clay, Chlamydomonas. They may be multicellular, like Cara, Chara, Cara, and Spirogyra. So before going deep into the green algae, I would like to I would like to show you some example of green algae. So I will show you the Chlamydomonas, and I will show you the Cara. In fact, Spirogyra I would like to show you. And you know, the sex organ, the most developed sex organ in the green algae are of Cara. So it is asked, that's why I'm going to show you the sex organ of Cara as well. So first I would like to show you the Chlamydomonas. Look. Now come to the diagram of first Chlamydomonas. Actually, this is the Chlamydomonas. Chlamydomonas. In Chlamydomonas, this is the flagella or cilium. Right. So cilium is written wrong over here. I will recorrect it. It's not a cilium. Actually, this part will be called as flagella. So this is flagella. Again, the base of the flagella from where the flagella originate is called basal body. They have contractile vacuole. So basal bodies are origination point or root of the flagella. What are the contractile vacuole? Contractile vacuole are actually excretory structure. So they help in excretion of bad, dirty water or excretory products. They have cell wall. It is made up of it's not made up of cellulose over here. So they have nucleus. Again, all the structure they have. So this structure is called this. They have the chloroplast, the most peculiar. In green algae, you will find chloroplast will be of different structure. So the question is that the structure of chloroplast in Chlamydomonas is cup-shaped. So they have cup-shaped chloroplast. Look, their chloroplast is looking exactly like cup. They're cup-shaped chloroplast. Let me show you this one. So this is completely cup-shaped chloroplast. This chloroplast. This look like a cup. So they have cup-shaped chloroplast, right? Again, they have eye spot. Actually, eye spot is photosensor. It provides them sensitivity. We have already discussed eye spot, right? Yes, we did it. Photosensor. It's a photosensor. It provides them sensitivity of light. If light is present at the surface of water, they will reach at the surface of water. If light is absent, they will go deep inside the lake, right? So that is the photosensor. Again, the peculiarity is over here is pyronoid. What is the pyronoid? Pyronoid are actually the food storing body. They are food storage body. So actually pyronoid are those body where food is stored, and they are basically found in chloroplast. Again, they have starch granule and rest of the things, plasma membrane, mitochondria, Golgi body, they are the common thing which are found in any eukaryotic cell. Clear to both of you? Structure
Yes.
of chloroplast. They are unicellular green algae. Clear? Take the screenshot and I'll show you the second diagram of any other green algae, multicellular. Show it clear?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Take this screenshot, then I'll remove it. Okay. Now I'm going to remove it. I'm going to show you another green algae. Another green algae is a multicellular green algae. Let me show you the Spirogyra, structure of a Spirogyra. So Spirogyra is a ribbon-shaped algae. It is very popular kind of the green algae. And actually, this is also known as, where is that? Yes. It is also known as water silk algae. This is Spirogyra. Spirogyra is called water silk. Actually, it shine like silk inside the water. So this is multicellular algae. Again, this outer covering is mucilaginous sheath, means outer covering mucilage, it's a gel-like substance. And inner part, this is cytoplasm. Again, shell wall, they have vacuole. And the peculiarity of that, they have chloroplast. So chloroplast, they have a ribbon-like chloroplast. So as I told you, in every green algae, you will find different shape of the chloroplast. In Chlamydomonas, it is cup-shaped. In this one, Spirogyra, it is ribbon shaped, right? They have cell membrane, means plasma membrane, and they have this star-shaped nucleus. So this is the structure of a Spirogyra. This is actually the common polluter of the lake. It multiplies rapidly and massively, and it produces a stinging smell in like in lake, and they flourish and proliferate in that way that they make a layer of thick green layer on the top of the lake. So they are the main pollutant of the lake, and naturally they destroy the ecosystem of lake actually. So they are very harmful algae. Spirogyra. Clear? Second screenshot.
Yes, sir.
One more. Cara. Chara is that green algae which is mainly found in the fresh water. So the Chara, actually, the beauty of Chara is that they have the most advanced kind of the sex organ, right, out of all the algae, and they are mainly found freshwater. So it looked like something plant, but actually this is not plant. They do not have root-like structure. So this is the Chara. This is Chara. Chara is the green algae which have the most advanced sex organ. So these structure, look, these structure are called leaflet. Leaflet. This is oogonium that contain egg, and commonly this is female sex organ, and this is also known as nucule. Nucule. Yes, mate. Yes, it is called nucule, and this is the male sex organ. It contains sperm, and this is called globule. So this is the male sex organ, this is the female sex organ. They are all found at the, and these structures are called node. They are called node. So from the node, leaflet arise. Node. And the difference, or we can say the structure or the gap between the two nodes are known as internode. So these structure from here to here, this part is called internode. So the difference or the distance between two nodes is known as internode. So they have node, they have internode. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Take the screenshot again. Then start writing down the characteristic of green algae. One more. I'll tell you one more. Take the screenshot. Taken?
Yes, sir.
The fourth example of green algae is volvox. Actually, you will get question from all these. That's why I'm telling you, I'm showing you diagram of all these algae, and mostly the question will be from green algae. Look, these are the small structure. They are not actually chlamydomonas. They look like chlamydomonas. You may get confused with the chlamydomonas. Actually, they are called volvox. So volvox, these are the volvox cell. Okay. So again, their structure is similar almost. They have cup-shaped chloroplast like chlamydomonas. They have nucleus. They have eye spot. They have vacuole, contractile vacuole, and they have flagella. All these things. Now what happened? These volvox cell, they get arranged in this one. Get arranged in a gel-like body. This is called synovium. Synovium. So what is synovium? Synovium is a gel-like ball, where approximately 500 to 60,000. That was the question actually in NEET examination. So a colony, or this is coenobium. So what is the coenobium? Coenobium or called synovium. This is the colony of volvox. Actually, this is the colony of volvox. So in a colony of volvox or in synovium, there may be 50 to 60,000 cells of volvox. It's a ball-like structure where 500 to 60,000 cells of volvox get arranged in a gel-like structure, and we call it synovium. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So please note it down, the characteristic of green algae, please. Green algae occur in all type of habitat. Green algae occur in all type of habitat, comma, only 10% of them only 10% of them are marine. Only 10% of them are marine. Full stop. Keep on writing on the same point. They are found in soil, wall, comma, rocks, and trunk of tree. Wall, soil, wall, rocks, and trunk of tree. Next point. This is the question which I have seen at least 4 to 5 times in medical examination. There is a disease. That disease is called rust of tea and coffee. Actually, this rust of tea, rest of the rust, like we have studied in fungi, red rot, right, and black rust, and red rust, and vagara, right? So there are a number of the rust we have seen. All the rust, those rust were caused by the algae. Sorry, the fungi only. So here there is a parasitic green algae, and the name is Cephallurus. So Cephallurus is the green algae which is responsible for the rust of tea and coffee. Note it down. The disease rust of tea and coffee is caused by a green algae, Cephallurus, which is the disease rust of tea and coffee is caused by Cephallurus, which is a parasitic green algae, on higher plant. Next point. Cell wall contain cellulose. Cell wall contain cellulose, except a few exceptions. Next one. Like higher plant, green algae have chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, carotene, and xanthophyll. Like higher plant, green algae have chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, carotene, and xanthophyll. Look, chlorophyll B is the most advanced kind of the chlorophyll which is found in the angiosperm, and that's why the green algae is the most advanced algae. Actually, it do have chlorophyll B, right? Next point. Chloroplast are well developed. Reserve food is starch. Next point. Food is stored in pyrenoid. Which are present in chloroplast. Next point. Asexual reproduction occurs through both haploid and diploid spore. Next point. Sexual reproduction takes place through isogamy, anisogamy, and oogamy. Isogamy, anisogamy, and oogamy. Next point. Make a star. It is also a very important question for your medical examination. Make a star. Cara is a freshwater green alga. Cara is a freshwater green alga, comma. Deposition of calcium carbonate takes place on it, hence called stone wort. Hence called stone wort. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
There is one more alga example. Make a star. This is also a question. It has been asked, frequently asked question. NEET. Chlorella. So there is a green algae named as chlorella. It is used in sewage treatment plant. Sewage treatment. So chlorella is used in sewage treatment. Cara is called stone wort. And Cephalurus red rust, I have already told you. Right. So this was all about the algae. Now tell me, is there any doubt, confusion? Let me know, please. Have a glance on complete algae. We have completed algae today. We have completed plant classification and algae today. So if you have any doubt, any query, please ask without any hesitation. Shoaib?
No
All
doubt.
clear? Maimuna?
Sir, I had one doubt.
Yeah,
That,
please.
the red algae, why is red algae known as red algae? Like, why is it having a red color?
Actually, you know, we have written down that point. They have phycoerythrin as a pigment. So phycoerythrin provide red color.
Okay.
And phycocyanin, it provide blue color.
Yes,
So
got it.
phycoerythrin provide red color, hence red algae is red. And phycocyanin provide brown color. That's why, sorry, fucoxanthin provide brown color. That's why brown algae is brown. Chlorophyll B provide green color. That's why green algae is green. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any more query?
No, sir.
Okay. So Mamuna, especially what you have to do, actually, I have taught Rafiq in last class. He was only the person over there. So he was not there. So last to last class. So we did virus, we did lichen, and deuteromycetes, and mycorrhiza. So what you have to do, you have to take the backup of last to last class, right? So you have to take care of all these topics. You have to go through it. And in case if you have any problem, so note it down the problem and we'll discuss it, right?
Okay, sir. So, sir,